Nazim, your moderator the moderator for today. And let me introduce you to all of our panelists. For your information, all of our panelists are from the ITM students. On my left is Raja Badrul Amin bin Raja Muhammad Noor. And beside him is Nurul Hidayah binti Ibrahim. And on my right is Nur Nadia binti Islan. And beside her is Nur Suraya binti Sultan. Good afternoon and hope all of you are fine. As we all know that UiTM is a higher education institution offered only to Bumiputra. For your information, the term Bumiputra is not found in the federal constitution. It's, however, in the affirmative action in higher education, it states that the federal and state constitution would normally equate the term of Bumiputra to Malays and the natives of Sabah and Sarawak. However, there are some people who disagree with the student selection process conducted by UiTM. There are also so many opinions about whether UiTM should open their doors to non-Bumiputra or not, since you are living in a multiracial country. For further details about this topic, I would like to seek information from the first panel, which is Suraya. As a student, what is your opinion about UiTM as a Bumiputra institution?
Thank you, Moderator Nadira. In my opinion, I think since UiTM was not created under University College Act, but under its own act, UiTM Act 1976, UiTM has followed its initial goal of its formation, which is to increase the social standing of Bumiputra. Vice Chancellor Professor Emeritus Datuk Dr. Hassan said, UiTM has proven to be successful in balancing the position of Bumiputra and non-Bumiputra in Malaysia. There are also those who say that Bumiputra from rural and underprivileged areas still needs UiTM because they might have difficulty to getting other universities. We all know that UiTM is one of the cheapest universities in Malaysia in terms of their fees. So the solution to open UiTM doors to non-Bumiputra should be on hold, since if it's only aimed to let non-Bumiputra into UiTM, should be done if the study shows that it develops UiTM and support the objective and initial goal of UiTM. The thorough studies on what areas that non-Bumiputra contributes towards the development and development of Bumiputra should be done first in order to open the doors to non-Bumiputra. That is what my opinion are.
Thank you for your last explanation, Suraya. We can conclude that the initial goal of UiTM is to support and enhance knowledge of Bumiputra, like those in other institutions, where it might be difficult for them to enter. However, how about you, Raja Badrul? Can you explain more about the topic?
Okay, thank you, Moderator Nadira. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon, everyone. I would like to share my own opinion, personal opinion about this topic. So, UiTM should not remain Bumiputra institution. This is because the total population in Malaysia is 32.6 million that consists of 69.3% of Bumiputra and 30.7% of non-Bumis. We can see that Bumiputra have the larger amount compared to non-Bumis, but that's not the reason that you have to make UiTM only a Bumiputra institution. Okay. There are a lot of non-Bumiputras out there that really eager want to join UiTM. As because of the fee that Suraya said just now, the fee of UiTM is really cheap. As we all know, UiTM gives the cheapest fee among Malaysian universities. Just bear in mind that there's a lot of non-Bumi also don't come from a rich family. They might come from B40 family. So, and yeah, plus UiTM also have the larger amount of branches. That UiTM have 34 branches across the country. Okay, I want to share to you guys about, I have read on Twitter about this Chinese guy who I really want to join UiTM but he can't. So he shared his disappointing experience of applying to a public university for as a non-Burmese. So this guy come from a really poor family that his parents can't even afford him to give him to join a private university. But this guy really worked hard for achieve their goals and get a smart education, get an excellent award of all the curriculum that he joined to. But at the end of the day, he can't even join a public university because of, he can't because he's not a Burmese. That he pointed out in the Twitter that he said, although that there are not much competition among for Bumiputras, but to join the program, but it's really extreme for non-Burmese to join them. So what I really want to state, what I really want to mention here is, there is some of non-Burmese can even afford to continue their study after they end their secondary school. Basically, for non-Burmese, at the end of secondary school, they all have to apply to a private university because Malaysia don't really have many public universities that are offered to them. So, if UiTM open the door for non-Burmese as well, it can help this kind of group to continue their study and achieve their dream goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger Badro, for that. I have read about it, tried on Twitter as well. To make our forum more interesting, I would like to invite Hidayah. What on her opinion regarding this issue?
Thank you, Nadira. In my opinion, I disagree that UiTM should remain as Bumiputra institution. This is because non-Burmese should be given the same opportunity as foreigner. If you can see right now, foreigner from other country can study in UiTM, but why not the Burmese? Do you know that UiTM has been funded by taxpayer money? According to Dr. Mahathir, 90% of individual taxpayers are non-Burmese. There is a question from parents who non-Burmese why we cannot send our children to UiTM, but UiTM was funded by our money. The situation was the justice in our country. How about we open UiTM to other race with condition is we set a quota for them. For example, 10% for non-Burmese and 90% for Bumiputra. So the major student in UiTM state can be Bumiputra. If we look at Oxford, Cambridge, they do not restrict their student environment by race. All people around the world can enter in their institution. UiTM need change its mindset to give the opportunity to other race. If not, Malaysia education system has go down the drain because of the mentality and imaginary fear inside them. The result can be shown if we compare Malaysia and Singapore. We are left far behind, especially in education.
Thank you, Hidayah. That's a great point from you. I mean, it has been 63 years of independence, and we live in a multiracial country. We need to be more diverse, especially in the education system. So, but I would like to hear from you, Nadia. What's your opinion regarding this?
Thank you to our moderator Nadira and welcome to our audience. Back to this topic. In my opinion, UiTM should remain their status as Bumiputra institution. For non-Bumi, we cannot compare them with Bumiputra
because Bumi-Putra has special position in Malaysia as stated in Article 153 of the Federal Constitution. In article focus on three areas, and one of it is educational privilege. Thus, UiTM policy of taking Bumi-Putra students cannot be disputed, as it already mentioned in this act. Bumi-Putra have educational privilege. Here, I would like to quote a word from Professor Dr. Muhammad Tajuddin bin Muhammad Razli from UCSI University. He stated that UiTM was not set up to produce racist and bigoted citizens. UiTM was set up to correct an economic imbalance of trained professionals. This means UiTM should not be considered as racist because this institution is established to correct the past distortions of ethnic imbalance. For example, in UiTM syllabus, we can see that UiTM is not a racist institution because all students in UiTM should be study third language, and of course one of the language is Mandarin. So I don't see any point that UiTM is a racist institution. That's all for me.
Thank you, Nadia. That's an impressive idea there. And we can see from the point of view that we should understand and not consider UiTM as racist, but we need to look at it in a positive perspective, which is the institution wants to help to balance our country's economy. After hearing Raja and Hidaya's point, do you still agree that UiTM should remain as a Bumi-Putra institution, Raya?
Yes, even after hearing their opinions and their points, I still in opinion that UiTM should remain a Bumi-Putra institution. UiTM, if we're talking about UiTM, UiTM has always been an institution relating to rights and privilege of Bumi-Putra. If it's compared to other public institutions, Bumi-Putra may not be only a minority in critical fields and degrees offered, especially areas related to science and technology. Many of those universities or institutions for higher level does not bar the ability of persons in that particular areas. My concern is, why would UiTM be on the spotlight that everyone is focusing on, while most other institutions are mostly controlled by other groups, where certain areas such as science courses are controlled by them. So I think Bumi-Putra can balance it with the other group by providing those areas of study to Bumi-Putra. Plus, although UiTM is capable of producing more than 800,000 graduates,
Sorry to interrupt, Suraya. Yes, other university controlled by other group, but from here we can see that Bumi-Putra students did not challenge themselves to compete with other race. That's why other group can control that university. Just like I said before, we set a quota for non-Bumi in UiTM. At this point, UiTM can be controlled by Bumi-Putra because Bumi-Putra student was a major student. At the same time, they can use the opportunity to compete with other race. According to Tan Sri Dr. Aisyad Ayub, say at the master degree level, the graduate should be able to compete with other race. This an opportunity for the student to address their shortcoming, so they will be ready to compete. You then also have a field of professionals such as accountancy and engineering. This compete can be a professional training for them. It also can derivation the handicap at those levels. So, the student can be ready to compete after 3 years or 5 years of education and training. If you can see right now, UTM students also lack exposure to way of thinking in other culture than their own culture. According to Tan Sri Dr. Aisyah Ayu, also say that our wealth in this life is our expose. If we see from other institutions, only 5% of lecture were Malay and others was Indian, Chinese, Japanese, even a Russian. But UTM was 100% of student Bumi Putra and the lecture was 90% was Bumi Putra. How will they can get the exposure to other culture and way of thinking about watching television and reading books? That's why UTM should open to non-Bumi Putra so they can use this opportunity to be able to compete with other races.
I can see your point there of having this big percentage amount of having quite a few non-Putra. However, Nadia, do you still agree that you think that Nadia should open to non-Putra?
I understand your point, Daya, but I don't agree with it. As Daya had said earlier, there's only 5% of Malay in other university. So I think because of that, UATM should help Malay students by providing education so that UATM can guarantee the future of Malay students. Is it true that since Malaysia is a multiracial country, all races should be treated fairly? But since Malay and native of Sabah and Sarawak are the original inhabitants of Malaysia, we need to guarantee their future. So, because we don't know what will happen in our country, we don't know what will happen in the future, what will happen to our nation. So we need to prepare our Bumi Putra to face the future and not depend too much on other races. And according to the journal Affirmative Action in Higher Education, written by Ibrahim Ali, the research has shown that Malaysia has been successful in implementing affirmative action policy in this field of education. This means UiTM has successful guarantee the future of the Bumi. So, this effort must be continued. Nor can we raise racial issues while at the school level there are still vernacular schools exist. We cannot continue to point our fingers to UiTM as the school at school level we still practice this way.
Sorry to interrupt. Yes, I agree that we cannot deny the fact that Bumi Putra has the special position that in say the Article 153, right? But if the negative impact for having one race in institution is the patriotism among them cannot be born because they don't have multiple races that in the same room. Imagine if there is no patriotism and love for other races, maybe the tragedy 15 May will happen again. But if UiTM offers to non-Bumis as well, UiTM can be the place to strengthen the patriotism among the students. Okay, I want to ask all of you guys, audience, focus. Who please raise up your hand if you think UiTM should be the place for all races. Okay, thank you very much. The one that not raise up your hand, I'm still gonna be your friend. Okay. So basically, the student in UiTM, it's okay with this. The one that actually arguing about this topic is not by the student itself, but it's from the other party, the old generation that not even have a think about this. Okay. The non-Bumi Putra also have the right to study as well. And I'm so sorry to say this, but what I've heard and experienced, it's the old generation, no matter what races they are a little bit racist because of the fact that they were born before the Independence Day. Remember, racism was not born but taught. And I want to end my forum with the poem that I wrote. The title is They Say. They say they want their rights. They say they want to protect their son's future. They say they want Malaysia to be prosperous. But actually, they buried all of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raja Putra. What a poem that you have created that you can take a lesson from. Yes, there are some of you Malay's generation that are too lazy to study hard and taking the advantage and privilege that they have by studying in UiTM, and non-Malay people are struggling to find an institution to study in. Thank you to all panel for the insight and information you provided throughout this forum. It has given us a lot of understanding about the topic we are discussing today. I'm sure some of the audience would like to ask the panel some questions regarding this issue. Okay, so we will start the Q&A session. Oh, sorry. Actually, there are a lot of questions and answers I would like to share with the audience since the time is running. I would like to conclude our forum about should UiTM remain Bumi Putra institution. Undoubtedly, issues about UiTM as a Bumi Putra university will continue to be discussed and debated. It is also an issue that evokes varying sentiments from a wide spectrum of politicians, educators, and civil society representatives. The key concern is to make a decision that to be accepted as fair by all Malaysians without neglecting the rights of the Malays. Alright, so now we can start the Q&A session. So you may raise your hand. Alright, young man over there.
My name is Faisal bin Amsama, and I have a question to Encik Badrul.
Oh, there's a lot of people here.
Okay, my question is, aren't you afraid if the non-Burmese are better than you, such as maybe have a better life or a better job? So what is your response?
Okay, that is a good question, by the way. And I'm not expecting this at all. Yeah, I'm not. Okay, yes, I'm afraid. But that kind of afraid that will enhance me to make better, make myself better, work hard, and give myself same level as them in a situation of studying. But if you say in future, if they have a better life, a successful career, they have a lot of car maybe, that's not going to make me scared, but it's going to make me happy because they deserve what they work hard and that what they work for. And I always stress that what God say, manjada wajada. If you work, you're going to get it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Very good. That's all. Thank you.